Good morning, Berkeley! My name is Sunny Lee. I use she, her pronouns. I'm the Associate Vice Chancellor and Dean of Students, and I am honored to be your MC today. On behalf of the University of California, Office of the Chancellor, and the Californians Class of 2024, we are honored to welcome you to the 2024 commencement ceremony in the historic California Memorial Stadium. Before we begin this event, we take a moment to recognize that UC Berkeley sits on the territory of Huichin, the ancestral and unceded land of the Chochenyo-speaking Ohlone people, the successors of the sovereign Verona Band of Alameda County. This land was and continues to be of great importance to the Muwekma Ohlone tribe and other familial descendants of the Verona Band. We recognize that every member of the Berkeley community has benefited and continues to benefit from the use and occupation of this land since the institution's founding in 1868. Consistent with our values of community, inclusion, and diversity, we have a responsibility to acknowledge and make visible the university's relationship to Native peoples. As members of the Berkeley community, it is vitally important that we not only recognize the history of the land on which we stand, but also we recognize that the Muwekma Ohlone people are alive and flourishing members of the Berkeley and broader Bay Area communities today. Now, I'd like to welcome all of our students, faculty, staff, alums, parents, family members, and friends. We made it! You made it! As your Dean of Students, I have the privilege of being challenged and inspired by our brilliant Berkeley students every day. To all of our guests in the audience, thank you for the sacrifices you have made and for loving and supporting your Golden Bear and making it to this special moment this morning. Graduates, congratulations on achieving this important milestone of your life. Your engagement on this campus has made us a stronger university, and your legacy will live on far past this day as you continue to be change makers and Cal alums who make positive impacts on future generations to come. Now, please welcome our stage party, the Californians, Class of 2024, the Student Award recipients, and our commencement performers, led by Stephen Sutton, Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs. And now, we have our distinguished faculty, who will be led by Executive Vice Chancellor and Provost Ben Hermelin, who carries the Berkeley Mace, who will be followed by the academic procession and the official stage party. Now, please welcome from the class of 2024, Alexis Flores, who will sing our national anthem. Please rise if you are able and remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Thank you.
Just beautiful. Now, please join me in welcoming the 11th Chancellor of the University of California, Berkeley, Carol T. Christ.
Let me begin by offering my heartfelt congratulations to you, the members of this remarkable and resilient graduating class. Though the fates saw fit to place unprecedented challenges in your path, you kept your eyes on the prize, you persevered, and you have prevailed. Before I begin my graduation remarks, I want to say a few words about the protest on campus. Students have been camping around Sproul Hall for almost 3 weeks. They feel passionately about the brutality of the violence in Gaza, tens of thousands of Palestinians killed, and the destruction of educational institutions and vital infrastructure. I, too, am deeply troubled by the terrible tragedy unfolding in Gaza. The encampment is civil disobedience of the sort Berkeley has long witnessed, and my efforts to bring it to a peaceful end are in line with how this university has historically dealt with similar protests. I also mourn the terrible killing of civilians in Israel during the October 7th terrorist attack, and I'm distressed by the continued imprisonment of Israeli hostages. I'm saddened by how this conflict has divided students, faculty, and staff. While most of our campus community has engaged peacefully, political positions have bled over too easily and quickly to anti-Semitism and anti-Palestinian harassment. I have no tolerance for either. We have lost the ability to talk with one another. I feel passionately that we must work to regain this capacity, whatever our beliefs and perspectives. It is my hope that we can soon find a way to recognize our shared humanity. As you prepare for the next stage of your lives, I hope you will reflect on these issues. I believe the future of our democracy depends on our ability to engage in civil discourse across the divides and reject the forces of division and polarization. Given recent events and the scourge of COVID, I can only marvel at how you've navigated these complicated times. Your presence here today is a testimony to a remarkable accomplishment whose meaning and worth will serve you well in the days to come. We could not be prouder. While this is a day to celebrate your achievement, there's no time like now to express gratitude to and for everyone who has helped you arrive at one of life's great milestones. So let us also take a moment to celebrate and thank those who have supported and stood by you through thick and thin. Let us take this opportunity to express respect and appreciation for this university's extraordinary faculty and staff who have risen for you and together with you to sustain Berkeley's character and quality. What animates our Berkeley is our belief in and commitment to individual and institutional agency. The notion that through the discovery, development, dissemination, and discussion of knowledge, we can make the world a better place. We have before us extraordinary opportunities to extract and apply valuable lessons from all that we're witnessing and experiencing. These unprecedented times offer unprecedented opportunities for learning about ourselves, the communities and causes we draw strength, meaning, and support from, and about the role of our university in our lives, our nation, and our world. Now more than ever, the world needs all that you have to offer as the beneficiaries of a Berkeley education and experience, as change makers committed to advancing the greater good. Today, as you stand at one of life's great crossroads, take a deep breath, pause, reflect, and consider the road you've traveled and all that you can and will carry with you from Berkeley into your personal and professional futures. I can only hope you share the gratitude I feel for these attributes, values, and aspirations that form the foundation of all that Berkeley is and stands for. Before I conclude, I want to share how pleased I am to have UC Regent John Perez with us today. He's a true Cal Bear and has dedicated his career to public service as a labor leader, Speaker of the Assembly, and now as a UC Regent. His support for and contributions to our university have been extraordinary, and he's been a tireless advocate for keeping the cost of education affordable, equitable, and predictable, and for a student body that better reflects the people of California. I've been grateful for his partnership. There's no greater champion of UC Berkeley than Regent John Perez. My parting wish for you, may your years ahead be richly rewarding and fulfilling, and may you enjoy much happiness. Hold tight to all the things you carry from Berkeley, and may they always serve you and the world around you well. We're immensely proud of what you've done, and even more of who you will become. Fiat Lux, and go Bears! I would now like to introduce you to our ASUC president, a proud member of the class of 2024. Please join me in welcoming Sydney Roberts.
Hello, class of 2024. It is with great honor and humility that I stand before you this morning. Congratulations on accomplishing this significant milestone. And thank you to every beloved family member and friend here in support of a graduate. Like many of you, I came to UC Berkeley to be a part of a university that not only values academic excellence, but strives to make a difference in the world. Gratefully, I am confident I can say I made the right choice. But I've realized that it's not the university itself that attracted me. It was the students. I wanted to be a part of the legacy that is our student body. We are the driving force and the heart behind this institution's greatness. Throughout my time here, I've witnessed students commit ordinary acts of bravery. And I don't mean adding an 8 a.m. to your schedule. I'd like to say, though, in the face of global challenges, we have adapted and persevered. We created community despite remote learning, and this year in particular has tested our resolve. As a student leader and as a friend to many impacted by the crippling loss overseas, and as a witness to the intense division on college campuses nationwide, I have felt deep grief, powerlessness, even hopelessness. Like many of you, I think we can do more to limit the loss and to support our peers. So today, I do have one request. Do not run from these emotions. Let your compassion motivate you to take agency. Use it to engage in conversation, because this would not be the first time that UC Berkeley's student activism led to global change. Time and time again, we've challenged what society expects us to accept. We came here with a deep desire to make an impact, whether that's participating in a scientific discovery or a political movement. We now have the tools to embark on new journeys and to impart what we've learned here in a meaningful way. So amid everything that happened this year, remember the community that you were a part of and the progress you found. On a much smaller scale, we did come together this year. We successfully advocated to retain our Berkeley emails, which may seem so simple. But it signifies a large part of who we are. With it, we'll be able to stay connected, we'll be able to demonstrate our academic achievement, and we'll always remember the values that bond us together. And of course, we have much more to accomplish, but we are the type of leaders who create more leaders. So today, we graduate and celebrate, and tomorrow we pay it forward. We all have someone who held the door open for us to experience greater opportunities. Whether that was an ancestor who pushed boundaries, or a parent who showed us unconditional love, or a mentor who believed in us. Let us now commit to being that source of support for someone else. Let us also show gratitude to those who supported us every step of the way. I want to thank the people in my life who made this possible for me, my grandparents, my mother, sisters, my East Coast family. Thank you so much for encouraging me to challenge myself and for always supporting me along this journey. I also want to thank my friends for becoming my support system away from home. So, as we bid UC Berkeley farewell, let us do so with a sense of pride and purpose. Let us never forget the bond that unites us all, our commitment to excellence and compassion. The world awaits our brilliance and our relentless pursuit to make a difference. So, congratulations, class of 2024, and go Bears for life!
And now I'd like to introduce the 2024 winner of the Peter E. Haas Public Service Award, which recognizes a Berkeley alum who has made a significant voluntary contribution to the betterment of society within the United States. Here with us today is Martha A. Ryan, who graduated from UC Berkeley in 1989 with a Master in Public Health. Martha perfectly embodies the spirit of this award. Her commitment to enhancing the greater good has been made abundantly clear in her visionary work as the founder and former executive director of the Homeless Prenatal Program in San Francisco, transforming tens of thousands of lives here in the Bay Area and underscoring our collective responsibility in serving families in need. And now, please direct your attention to the video boards.
The mission of the Homeless Prenatal Program is in partnership with the families we serve to help them break the cycle of family homelessness and childhood poverty. Well, in 1973, I joined the Peace Corps, and I was sent to Ethiopia. And I was an English teacher. I just loved it. I loved the people. At the end of 2 years, I asked myself, what did you get and what did you give? And it was so lopsided that I got so much more than I felt like I gave to these students. And so I came back and became a nurse. And then I returned to Africa and I worked in refugee camps. In the Sudan in 1985, we had 4 epidemics. And we were able to control those epidemics, not because of Western medicine, but because of the women that we trained. These women who knew the language, who knew the community, and we saw them rise as leaders. And I thought to myself, wow, we ought to do this here in America. My goal was to go back to that part of the world and to build maternal and child health systems there. I decided to apply to UC Berkeley because UC Berkeley was the best school of public health here in the Bay Area, and really in California. In 1988, I was told there are pregnant women who are out there, they're homeless, they're not getting any care. At this point, I was in the School of Public Health, and I said, I'll check it out. I would volunteer one night a week, and I would link women up to prenatal care services. I would talk about it while I was at school, and I started getting guidance from fellow students and from professors as well. I knew I needed somebody in San Francisco to pay attention to the fact that there were women who were homeless and pregnant. So I took a grant writing class at Berkeley, and I wrote a grant. After a year and a half, we did get the grant. We got our 501c3, but I learned very early on that prenatal care alone was not enough, that the women that we were serving needed help with housing and domestic violence and mental health services and substance abuse services, and so we had to continue to grow. I thought, why don't we train and hire formerly homeless women to be the link to the people that we wanted to serve, but they would also be able to gain skills themselves, to be able to build upon their own strengths, to find their strengths, and to become leaders in their own community. And that is what they have done.
I was lost in the world, using drugs. I was currently homeless at the time. I didn't have custody of my 2 daughters at the time. My friends were like, hey, we know about this program, Homeless Prenatal, and they do great work. And so I came, and that's how I got connected. I always say that that's the moment my life changed. Homeless Prenatal encourages us to further our education, and I started going to City College to be a drug and alcohol counselor. And I want to be that inspiration now for others to, know that they can make it too.
If I had not gone to Berkeley, this program would not be here today. And it was at Berkeley that I got the counseling and the support and the guidance to be able to build this program, to understand how to evaluate a program, to understand statistics, to understand maternal and child health issues locally and globally. It made me grow as a professional, and it made me believe in myself.
Please join me in welcoming Martha Ryan. Oh, here's another place. I'll be great. Check it for this, and this is the trust. Thank you very much. I'm going to put this right here.
Thank you, Chancellor Christ and the Haas family for this truly generous award. And congratulations to the graduates for all you have achieved and for all you will achieve. 35 years ago, I sat where you are, about to graduate from UC Berkeley. Perhaps some of you, like some of you, I knew exactly what I wanted to do with my life. But like all of you, I had no idea what was actually to come. After college, I was driven to serve abroad. I joined the Peace Corps, and after 2 years as an English teacher in rural Ethiopia, I asked myself, what did I get and what did I give? I knew I got so much. I discovered a part of myself work overseas that I never would have otherwise. And what did I give? I gave language. And that was fine. But the communities I lived with had needs much larger than learning English. I wanted to return to that part of the world, but in a different capacity. So I decided to become a nurse, and then I returned to work in refugee camps in Eastern Africa. When I returned home again, I was accepted to UC Berkeley's School of Public Health. I was planning to return to Africa and set up maternal and child health programs. However, during my time back in the Bay Area, I saw an unmet need right here at home. Homeless, expectant mothers not getting care. This was in 1988, and family homelessness was just emerging as a public health crisis. And that was due to cuts in the national safety net as well as federal housing programs. Social services were not equipped to serve this population. Knowing something had to be done to change this, I wrote a grant. It was my first, and I sent it to the San Francisco Foundation, and it was funded. And the Homeless Prenatal Program was launched. Our beginnings were humble. We started in a closet in a shelter with 3 part-time staff and a budget of $52,000. We served 72 women that first year. Today, we have a staff of 125, more than half of whom have lived experience. And we serve over 3,500 families each year with a budget of $17 million. Over 35 years, we expanded from a closet to operating out of our own 3-story building, which we own today. Now, this part is very important. I did not do this alone. I was guided by a community that helped actualize the agency's vision. I found committed people. I found folks who had skills I did not have. I listened to the experts in the field. I asked for help. And the smartest thing I ever did was hire former clients and those with lived experience to help build our programming. Together, we sought partnerships to enhance our work, and we formed coalitions to advocate for systems change. Every step of the way, the Homeless Prenatal Program's success has been an amazing collaboration. As you look forward to your future, I hope that you will allow yourselves to be guided by ideas and a commitment to justice and equity, guided by humility and confidence, by science and intuition, by knowing and curiosity. I hope you stay open. I hope you ask for help when you need it and offer help when you can give it. Sometimes you will find the path you intended, and sometimes you'll take a wholly different route. But as you launch your life after Berkeley, believe in yourselves and know that you can manage the journey nimbly. And if you can do so in community, your shared success will lay out before you like a map of possibilities. Choose to go somewhere together where you can give more than you get. Congratulations, and thank you very, very much for this prestigious award.
It gives me great pleasure to acknowledge awards to some of our very many outstanding graduates. Please rise when I call your name. The Jake Gimbel Prize is awarded to Noah Neufeld of men's gymnastics. The Anna Espenshad Prize goes to Kennedy Goss in women's basketball. The highest honor the university can give to a student is the University Medal. The following students are the University Medal finalists. Please come forward for your certificate. The University Medal finalists are Lily Etzenbach. Henry Francis Isselbacher. Skylar Lee. Brian Wallace. It now gives me great pleasure to present the University Medal to the most distinguished graduating senior on the Berkeley campus, Christopher Ying. Chris is double majoring in history and math. His involvement in Cal Mock Trial and the Daily Californian inspired an interest in pursuing law school, but his volunteer teaching at a liberal arts college at San Quentin State Prison has changed his views on the need to use law to make positive changes to the justice system. And now I ask that you please direct your attention to the video boards to learn more about all he has accomplished while here at Cal.
There are times when I'm working on a math problem and I will get stuck. So I will go play the piano for a little bit, and all of a sudden I'll come to a realization. I'll realize like, oh, you know, that's a potential way that I could solve this problem. My name is Chris Ying. I am a history and math double major. For me, both subjects deal a lot with logical reasoning. Both of them are, I think, great preparations for the next chapter of what I want to go towards, which is law school. Guilt by association. Mock Trial was the first club that I joined when I came onto campus. And for Mock Trial, the lesson that I learned was, you know, the importance of being yourself. As a student journalist, you're covering some of the biggest issues in our city and on our campus. One of my friends at the Daily Cal told me that there was a class teaching incarcerated journalists how to edit their newspapers. After I did the first time in San Quentin, I wanted to go back and do it again. I think one of my greatest accomplishments was not actually done at Berkeley, it was done at home. I was able to teach my mom how to play piano. I think I will take a spirit of having found more of myself at Berkeley through Mock Trial and the other extracurriculars that I did, a sense of purpose after San Quentin and seeing how impactful a career in law can be. I will also take a lot of friendships with me along the way too.
Christopher Ying, it's my honor to present you the University Medal. Congratulations.
Thank you, Chancellor Christ, for the introduction. Good morning, professors, family, and hello to the class of 2024. I am humbled and honored to stand before you today. For all of us, Cal surprised us by challenging our idea of what college would be like. Today, I'd like to share one of my surprises. Last summer, I was teaching Algebra 1 at a junior college. When a student asked me about the real-world application of parabolas, I stood on a chair and I threw a marker across the room. And as it flew through the air, it traced the shape of an upside-down parabola. My students loved this and continued to bombard me with questions, eager to learn more algebra. But this was no ordinary classroom. No, this was behind bars, deep in the heart of the state's oldest, largest, and most infamous prison, San Quentin. My activities at Cal led me to volunteer at the prison. During the rigorous volunteer training, The prison authorities tell you what you can and cannot bring, what you can and cannot wear, who you can and cannot speak to, and that if you are ever taken hostage, you are on your own. To get to the classroom, you go through 3 security checkpoints before the gate slams shut behind you. The first time I went inside, I was terrified. I was keenly aware that I was surrounded by murderers, gang members, bank robbers, even a hitman. During roll call, each inmate identifies himself by the last 2 digits of his prison ID number. So, I was first introduced to the inmates through 2 labels: their crime and their number. But as I spent more time with them, I learned to look beyond their labels. I met a grandfather who has never seen his grandchildren, but wants them to be proud that he finished college in prison. I met a basketball superfan who calls the family of his victim every day to heal and build a relationship. I met a computer scientist who got married last fall after he got out of prison, and guess who went to the wedding? My students asked nonstop questions, never shy to admit what they did not know. Students from rival gangs helped each other factor quadratic expressions. They were ecstatic to learn and grateful for help. San Quentin taught me to look beyond the label toward the individual. It taught me that every person has their own story, filled with their own joys, heartbreaks, failures, and dreams. The people around you, even those with whom you may disagree, do not fit neatly into categories and should not be defined by one thing. Graduates, when you walk through those gates out into the world, I hope you will treasure and respect the individuality of others. Do not reduce them to labels. Do not judge them or shut them out because they look different from you, because of something they did in the past, or because they have different opinions. Have the courage to stand up for what you believe in, but also the strength to be kind. Be passionate to fight injustice, but patient to understand those who disagree with you. Look beyond the label. But there is one label we will all share after today. We are proud Cal grads from the class of 2024. Congratulations to each and every one of you. And for the final time as a student, go Bears!
Good morning. My name is Sarah Turbiner, and as your senior class president, it's my privilege to stand before you. I have a special surprise today. Chancellor Christ may ask that you join me at the podium. Your journey with us has been a beacon of inspiration and leadership. As you prepare to graduate from your role as Chancellor and enter the next chapter of your life, we invite you to become an honorary member of the class of 2024. I'm delighted to present you with a commemorative diploma for your historic and outstanding contributions as Chancellor.
Thank you. It's only taken me 54 years to graduate.
Project. Thank you, Chancellor Christ, and congratulations. When I got dropped off at Clark Kerr campus 4 years ago, I hugged my parents goodbye. Moments later, I received a knock on my door that would change my college life forever. A fellow student asked if I would visit campus with her. She soon became my best friend. When you enter college, you're on your own. But when you leave, if you're lucky, you're surrounded by memories and long-lasting friendships. These past 4 years would not have been possible without the support of my friends. They are who I live with, who I come home to after a long day, and the first people I tell my daily adventures to. It's often not just the place, it's often not just the place that makes something special, but the people around you. Please thank your friends today. I actually never thought this day would come. When we started college in our bedrooms, the most challenging part of an 8 a.m. was deciding how to sit on my bed and what to wear instead of pajamas. We upgraded to robes today instead of pajamas, so this is a step up. Most of the class of 2024 had no prom, no high school graduation, and other commemorative events were lost. We missed many milestones. Today marks the first ever graduation ceremony for many of us. Our journey here was not traditional, but is a shared story of resilience and adaptability in the face of unprecedented challenges. To the loved ones here today, I ask one special favor. Please show your graduates the pride and joy they deserve. Let's give them a graduation that reflects their hard work, strength, perseverance, and incredible achievements. Today is a celebration of students. Let's remember that. Let's keep it that way. Thank you. It is my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, Cint Marshall. A lifelong pioneer, Cint was the first African-American cheerleader at UC Berkeley and the first in her family to graduate from college. She worked for more than 3 decades as a leader of AT&T. After retiring in 2017, she thought she'd pursue a second career, perhaps as a college president, before the Dallas Mavericks recruited her as the first African-American female CEO in the NBA. I invite Kirk Tramble, president of the Cal Alumni Association, and Cint to the podium, where Kirk will present her with a resolution that recognizes her distinguished service. Cint, as your book title suggests, you have been chosen to share your stories and wisdom with the class of 2024. Thank you. The mic is yours.
Class of 2024, this is your day. Are you over there? I am so honored to be back in my home state at the best place on the planet, my alma mater, the University of California at Berkeley. Today we are celebrating 7,000 students. Most of them did not have a senior, prom, or high school graduation. So today is extra special. Yes, it's a little lively, it's a little noisy, but we are celebrating these 7,000 students today. I am so proud to be here on this historic campus where 60 years ago, the free speech movement began. And while there are many national and international issues to boldly speak up about, I want to lift my voice today for these resilient scholars who have been equipped with the skills to lead, contribute to, change, and take over the world. Scholars, are you ready, class of 2024, to take over the world? I remember my college graduation day. I was sitting at the ceremony, thinking about a call I had to make. I'm sure some of you are a tad distracted right now, like I was. You're probably more distracted than I was. You see, during my first week at Cal, my boyfriend, who was 1 year ahead of me, called to tell me that he had transferred schools. He said, "Surprise, Cint, I've transferred to San Francisco State University so I can be near you." I responded, "I have a surprise for you, boyfriend. I will call you when I graduate." Remember, it was my first week of college. I told him that I didn't have time for some smooth-talking cutie who wanted to play when I needed to study. This girl from the Easter Hill Public Housing Projects in Richmond, California, was serious about her college opportunity. People had big dreams for me, and I needed to focus and handle my business. Tell somebody she handled her business. So I graduated at 2 p.m. and I called him at 3 p.m. Since he hadn't talked to me in almost 4 years, the brother tried to act like he didn't know who I was. I invited him to my graduation party, and he said he couldn't come. He even tried to say that he was engaged. However, something happened, and he came to the party. Last week, we celebrated our 41st wedding anniversary. I often tell my husband that he came that close to missing his blessing. So, if you have a call to make, just give me 15 minutes and I will be out of your way. Chancellor Christ, thank you for your service, your devotion, commitment, and leadership. Thank you for modeling our guiding values and principles of diversity, excellence, innovation, public mission, accountability, and transparency. You will be sorely missed. Board of Regents, my colleagues on the Board of Visitors, Kirk Tramble, faculty and administration, congratulations on your many accomplishments, including once again, and for the past 9 years, being named the #1 public school in the country. Sydney and Sarah, thank you for your extraordinary leadership of the student body and this amazing graduating class. Parents and loved ones, thank you for laying the foundation for our graduates to reach this important milestone in their lives. They sit here today because of your unconditional love, your faith in their journey, your limitless credit card, and your tolerance for unending text messages and midnight calls. Give it up for that unending credit card, unlimited credit card. You have invested a lot in your young person. Today, you are getting the return on your investment. Class of 2024, please stand and express some gratitude to your moms, your dads, your grandparents, your aunts, your uncles, and all of the members of your village. They got you here today. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Graduates, a few years ago, you became a part of something very special. I did too when my feet landed on this campus. I remember standing under Sather Gate and looking up at the campanile. Everything was so big. I remember walking into one PSL, a lecture hall with 1,000 people, and most of them did not look like me. I remember having to quickly find a quiet study place because the classwork was suddenly a little harder than high school. Enter Moffitt and Doe libraries into my nightlife. I remember how special it was meeting the girl from Long Beach, Yvonne Belair, who became and still is my very best friend, and she is here somewhere today. I also remember the young man who drove me home after class one day, asked me if he was pulling into the projects, and then decided he didn't want to have anything to do with me because of where I lived. Now, my mama always told me, it's not where you live, it's how you live. That's how Carolyn Gardner ran her house. She told us not to be ashamed of where we lived. But I guess this young man didn't want a friend from the projects. Somehow that changed when he saw me 2 years later in this very stadium performing on the Cal cheer and dance team. One day he even tried, yes, any cheerleaders and dance team members in the house, yes. One day he even tried to chase me down as I was walking to the DG house at 2710 Channing Way. Anchors away, DGs. I was so proud of my new house, and I was still very proud of my old house in the projects. Fortunately, most people didn't care about my zip code. I was embraced by amazing people who were dedicated to preparing me for the next phase of life. Class of 2024, you have also been embraced by amazing people who taught and cared for you during very turbulent times. Class of 24, please stand one more time and give a thunderous round of applause to the people who nurtured you during a critical period of growth in your life, your incredible faculty, administrators, and staff. Thank you. Now, while these wonderful people are still available to you, they have left the next chapter of life up to you. In my world, I think of the next chapter as a new season. And the message to you, class of 2024, is the ball is in your hands. Now, certainly you didn't think that you were going to leave today without getting a sports-related message from me, the CEO of the NBA's Dallas Mavericks, where a former, Jim Knowlton, I see they like sports in here, where a former California Golden Bear Hall of Famer Jason Kidd is the head coach. And of course, there's baseball's World Series champion and Cal alum, Marcus Semien. So, okay, I need everyone, our graduates and everyone, to look at someone, look at them and smile, and tell them, neighbor, okay, I need to hear you, neighbor, the ball is in your hands. Now, I grew up in a Pentecostal church, and we had a lot of neighbors, and we were noisy. Don't get nervous. I'm going to let you out before midnight. Find someone else and smile. Find someone else and tell them, neighbor, the ball is in your hands. Do we have any basketball, baseball, football players with us today? How about soccer, volleyball, softball, golf, rugby, lacrosse, water polo, tennis players in the audience? We do all of it here at Berkeley. At some point, most of you have handled a ball that is unique to a sport, training, or leisure activity. You've become familiar with that ball and what to do with it. Scholars, the ball I am talking about today is different. The playing field is global and multidimensional, and the game is more significant, believe it or not, than the Cal-Stanford big game. You are now playing the game of life, and your ball is a collection of choices that you get to hold each day. Allow me to give you 6 things to consider as you embrace this new ball and prepare to play on this new court. Consider this your final lesson at the University of California at Berkeley. Number 1, teammates. Constantly ask yourself, who else is on the court with you? Who are you doing life with? Always keep good company. Run with good people who are doing things and who will help you keep your court safe. Number 2, your position. Be mindful of your position on the court. You have a distinct role to play in advancing the ball for society. Give of your time, talent, and treasure. Perhaps you will be the one who changes a life forever by teaching someone how to read. Or maybe you'll be the one with the public mission mindset who mobilizes people to address an international crisis. Or just maybe, you will be the one with the means to make other people's dreams come true. I didn't know on my college graduation day that I would adopt 4 children, save them from abuse, abandonment, and neglect, and give them stability and a forever family. Winston Churchill, former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, once said, "We make a living by what we get. We make a life by what we give." Use your position on the court to make a difference in the lives of others. Number 3, tip-off. Once you flip your tassel, the game has begun and the ball has been tipped your way. UC Berkeley has equipped you to pick up the ball and make good decisions. Sometimes you will have many decisions to make and competing priorities. I like to use a simple illustration of a crystal ball and a rubber ball. Life is filled with crystal balls and rubber balls. If I drop a crystal ball, it will shatter and it will never come back. Rubber balls bounce away for others to take them, or sometimes they will roll back quietly. Know your crystal balls from your rubber balls. Some things are important and some things are not. Some things are urgent and some things can wait. Number 4, ball handling. Handle the ball with character. Don't cheat. Always tell the truth. Your integrity is not for sale. Class of 2024, look at somebody next to you and say, always do the right thing. Look at someone else and say, always do the right thing. There is a difference between doing things right and doing the right thing. You have been taught how to do both. Number 5, rebounding. Sometimes you will make a bad decision. Sometimes you will take the shot and miss it. Sometimes the light you see at the end of the tunnel is a train. In the game of life, bad things do happen to good people, but there will always be someone around you to help you rebound with grace. Some of you broke up with a boyfriend or a girlfriend over the past 4 years. I know you did. Some of you ran out of money and had to call somebody for what I call that Hasu moment, that hook a sister up moment, or maybe hook a brother up. Some of you needed some extra help with that last final exam. Basketball legend Michael Jordan said, I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost almost 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I failed over and over and over again in my life, and that is why I succeed. Don't be afraid to miss the shot. Just rebound with grace. The sixth and final part of this lesson is about player conduct. Play this game of life like a grown-up. I need everybody to look at somebody and tell them, it's time to be grown. Tell somebody else it's time to be grown. Now, I'm not referring to the grown-up status where you get the privilege of paying your own bills, like you get to pay your bills now, or the kind of grown where you get to go and come as you please and do whatever you want to do. When I say it's time to be grown, my version of grown, G-R-O-W-N, means this. G, be grateful. Take time to thank the people in your village who have been and continue to be outstanding and supportive trainers. Never forget the coaching staff of educators who embraced you a few years ago and are proud today to send you into the world. Always display an attitude of gratitude. Keep thank you in your daily vocabulary. R is be ready. The game of life has some new rules. You need to be in good physical, mental, and spiritual health to win. I am a stage 3 colon cancer survivor. I learned the hard way the value of paying attention to all 3, physical, mental, and spiritual health, what I call PMS. Everybody needs PMS. Physical, mental, and spiritual health. Keep your mind, your body, and your soul in good shape. Oh, be open. Class of 2024, you are a part of a master plan that is bigger than you and not about you. It's about us, and it starts with us. There is a plan that your part is perfectly scripted in. Be open to all opportunities and possibilities. Be open to thoughts and beliefs that differ from your own. Most of you have no idea what profound impact you are about to make on the world. Be open to a future that is unknown, but it's a future that you will impact, and I am counting on you. W is be willing. Stay alert to injustices in society. You are equipped and able to stand up to hate and evil. Be willing to do your part to create a more just, equal, inclusive, and equitable world. Be willing to pay what I call the fee for admission to work, live, and play in this society. The fee, F-E-E, is fairness, engagement of all, and equality. Practice it and pursue it. N is be nice. My favorite quote is, people don't care how much you know. And you got a Berkeley, you're getting ready to get a Berkeley degree, you know a lot. But people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Be caring, be kind, never underestimate the power of nice. You will conquer the world with kindness and compassion. So, class of 2024, you're at center court, and it's time for tip-off. The game is about to begin. Always keep good teammates, give of your time, talent, and treasure, know your crystal balls from your rubber balls, do the right thing, rebound with grace, and conduct yourself like a grown-up. Grateful, ready, open, willing, and nice. May God bless your hands as you pick up the ball. May God bless your feet as you take to the court. May you always cherish and tell others about your days at Cal. In the words of my friend and Cal alum, Ahmad Anderson, remember this: you know it. You tell the story. You tell the whole darn world this is Bear territory. Okay, come on. You know it. You tell the story. You tell the whole darn world this is Bear territory. My fellow Golden Bears, class of 2024, you handled your business. Congratulations, the ball is in your hands.
Give another cheer for our keynote speaker and Cal alum, St. Marcia. What an inspiration you are to us all. Keeping it positive and forwarding us. Now, graduates, are you ready? I can't hear you. Are you ready? I ask that you all stand. All the candidates for degrees, please rise as you're able for the conferring of degrees by Chancellor Carol T. Christ.
Graduates, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the President of the University of California, I grant you the degrees of Doctor of Philosophy, Master of Arts, Master of Science, Bachelor of Arts, and Bachelor of Science. Congratulations, graduates! You may now move your tassels from the right to the left side as the California Victory Cannon fires. Please stand as noteworthy a cappella leads us in Hail to California, the university's alma mater.
Hey, guys, starting up.
Hail to California, alma mater dear. Sing the joyful chorus, sounded far and near.
Thank you everyone for attending the class of 2024's commencement ceremony. You did it! Congratulations to our phenomenal graduates and all the families. Graduates, please recess up to the top of the stadium, meet your loved ones down by the glade, and remember to drop off your empty water bottles in the recycling bins on your way out. Guests, please remain in your seats until the recessional has been completed, and join your graduates near the Campanile and Memorial Glade. We wish you all a safe afternoon filled with celebration, joy, and community. And congratulations again, and say it with me, forever go!